Funding for American Prairie has been provided by Bob Ridings Ford, Taylorville, Illinois. Sloan Implement, Virden, Illinois. Brandt Consolidated, Waverly, Illinois. And from our patrons at patreon.com, who are viewers like you. Thank you.
American Prairie visits the granddaddy of them all, the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Located along the Avenue of the Saints Expressway, Mount Pleasant, Iowa is 51 miles south of Iowa City, Iowa, 213 miles north of St. Louis, Missouri, and 271 miles southwest of Chicago, Illinois. See Memories of the Past. This and more coming up on American Prairie. Half the fun is just getting there. Author unknown. Memories. Memories of the past.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lennis Moore. He's the CEO from Midwest Old Threshers here in Mount Pleasant. Could we all give him a big round of applause? Not only is Lennis my boss, but I also consider him a pretty darn good friend. Lennis, how are things going today?
Absolutely wonderful. As you well know, we are driven by the weather, and without good weather, we don't have a great show. Wonderful weather scheduled for Mount Pleasant, and the 2009 Old Threshers Reunion is going to be one of the best ones. And obviously, the volunteers and the tractor and steamer have put on a great show for us today, and thank you very much.
Do you think of any place more fun than the 5 days here in Mount Pleasant at the Old Threshers?
No, actually, I think, for me, it's 5 or 7, 8 or 12, or yeah, it's a great time at Old Threshers. This is the best place in the world. That's why I'm still here.
We do have a lot of fun down here. We got a case. Thank you, Lennis. And once again, give Lennis a big round of applause. Lennis Moore, CEO of Midwest Old Threshers.
Memories. Memories of the people who made Midwest Old Threshers what it is today. In this first of 4 parts, American Prairie talks to the people who tell what it was like in the beginning, how it evolved, and what kept people coming back for more. A favorite among listeners and dancers alike was the Glenn Klin Band.
give the calls here for the square dance. And tell us a little bit about your kind of work and how you got started in this.
I learned to square dance in the parlor at home. My mother would roll up the carpet and crank up a hand crank Victrola. We had no electricity.
Oh my.
And we danced at home. My dad called and danced at the same time. And because it was just a living room or a parlor back then, they called it. And that's where I started.
I see.
And then I just grew up dancing every chance I got. And when I was about 18, I guess, I started calling just among a bunch of kids so we could start, have our Sunday afternoon playing. But then, and down here at Old Threshers, my husband now told the band, he said, she can call square dances. Oh, he said, a lady caller? We got to have you on the stage.
Right.
The stage was sitting right here at that time. And the Lou brothers were the band. And I called to them until they moved out of the building and other bands. I called for 36 years, at least once every night for 36 years, and sometimes as high as 7 times at Old Threshers, yes.
Okay, tell us how you got started in square dancing.
So I got started, well, when I was 1 year old, and my aunt brought me up here to the barn, and she always told me that, you know, my whole life lessons I'll learn up here at the barn. And she brought me up at the barn dance, and she told me to go to the girls and ask them to go dance with you, and you talk nice to them, and you talk politely to them, and you walk them back to their seat, and you thank them every time. And if you do that, you'll be a successful man. And I grew up with her and my uncle up here, you know, my whole entire life.
Yeah, I see.
So, and you make friends with people out here, and they end up being your friends and your family. They end up being the family you grow up with. So.
Yeah, I've seen you here square dancing many years now. So how long have you been square dancing now?
Well, I'm 25 years old, so I'm 25 years.
Oh, okay.
So I was out here when I was 1 and 2 and 3. There's pictures of me with my uncle holding me throughout a square dance, and I was taught from a very early age, and ever since I was able to go on my own, we would take people right back here and teach them how to do it themselves.
Right.
We got people from all over the nation, South Dakota, I mean even from Canada, Mexico, Phoenix, and they'd come up here, and young kids, older adults, and they want to learn. They see how much fun it actually is when it's not in school, and they want to learn, and we take them back here and we teach them, and then they go on the dance floor and they just have a blast.
What is it that, other than square dance, what is it that brings you back to Midwest Old Threshers?
Family and friends. Yeah. Family and friends. Now the place is just it's a place to come see, and you need to experience it at least once in your life. And I guarantee it, if you do it twice, you'll come back more and more and more. You make friends here. They're good people here, and you know, a lot of these people, I see them, and we live busy lives, and we don't see each other again till next year, and it's like not a minute has gone by. We pick up right where we left off. It's great.
Right.
It's called the OT Smoking Gunslingers is the group that we got here. It started about probably 35 years ago.
Bad guy?
They needed something up here in the North Village to kind of draw people up, and it started out really small and has grown into what you see today. A really elaborate period Wild West show.
Right.
We do train robberies, we do bank robberies. Of course, the good guys try to win each time, but sometimes we're not always successful.
So, is this shows you guys write yourself? You guys play all?
Yeah, there's nothing scripted. There's no practice sessions. Every show, even though it's a train show or the town show, there's never two shows that are identical. There's no scripting of it. It's just off the cuff, and so sometimes it works really well. Sometimes it doesn't work real well. Most of the time it does.
So how do you become a bad guy or a good guy?
Well,
to take part in such a thing.
As good-looking guys are good guys.
The good-looking guys are good guys.
Good point. But yeah, as you know, the group as it is, as one retires out, we take tryouts, and they'll come in and do a show or two, and then they're voted on, and wherever we need a slot, that's pretty much how they get picked for good or bad.
Right. Sure. We see a lot of the kids out there, the enjoyment they have in their eyes.
If you watch the kids, and that's pretty much why we do it. Sure. We do it for the kids every year.
Right.
We do a lot of special things throughout the year, like school carnivals. We'll get called to come in and make an appearance, and so we do other appearances throughout the year too.
Good. This Old Threshers, this is the big show.
This is our main deal. This is what we're here for. We are the OT Smoking Guns. So that's why we do it.
So you said 30 plus years this has been.
It's been going on probably 35 years, I would guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. It started out, of course, small, and we've evolved it into something really good, and a lot of players, and the kids. We'll have the same kids back year after year, and you know, we watch them grow up.
Right.
And it's an interesting deal.
Yes.
So we try to keep it.
Kids bringing their kids back.
Yeah. And we try to keep it as period as we can, and as authentic as we can. And I think the people really enjoy it.
Definitely.
It really draws a crowd in.
So are you the head bad guy?
I guess so.
Good to me.
He is today.
Yeah, he is right now.
I'm one with the longest time in besides two other people here.
Now you guys are shooting blanks. What does that consist of exactly?
The blank, the 12 gauges we reload ourselves, and it's black powder and cornmeal is what we load them with. That's to get that noise. And at night, if you're here for a 8 o'clock show, it's usually dark and it's a train show, and you'll see fire shoot out of the barrels, you know, 3 foot or so.
Wow.
It's really, we get a lot of people for that. That's a fun show. So yeah, and the 22 blanks we buy, but 12 gauges we'll reload 4,000 shells a year, and that's kind of a winter project. We go meet 4 or 5 times and reload all the shotgun shells.
Sure. Sure. Well, it's a great show. We look forward to the next one.
Well, we appreciate that. Keep coming back.
Thank you for helping.
Sheriff Frosty,
You bet.
appreciate it.
Not a problem.
You guys have a good one.
You too.
We've been here since '68, and we've always had fun. It's all volunteer help, and these are some of the people that was here before.
My name is Julie Van Tiger. I'm the daughter of Fred and Anita Van Tiger, and I've been coordinating this show since 2000. I've been dancing since 1993. When she was a little girl, when she was about 5, she stood right down in front of the banister and watched us do the show. One of the nice things is you look at these photographs, these beautiful old photographs, especially this one over here over Fred's shoulder here. But one of the neat things that is really special about all of the ladies and the gentlemen that participate in the show is originally it started out just as a community type of a thing. It started out as a church and a booster club. All of the folks were a member of the churches in Mount Union, Iowa, or the Mount Union Booster Club. But as time went by, we have so much fun here, and people would start to come and visit us. And myself, I was the same thing as Julie. I mean, we as a family, we used to pop popcorn right in the next building. And when it was showtime, all the little girls would leave our duties, and we would run to this little rail, and we would stand there and watch these beautiful ladies, and they'd kick and they'd sing and they'd bring the fellas up and they'd have lots of fun. But these are all ladies from the community, but as time went by,
some of these ladies would start coming in from different parts of the state. And now, a lot of us that have grown up, my goodness, I think we have folks from St. Louis. I'm from Milwaukee, but I grew up 10 miles from here. We have folks from St. Louis and Chicago, and you know, we have people coming back year after year after year to pass on the torch.
We had one lady came from Arizona.
Yep, every year.
And played Mae West.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And she was good.
She still is.
Yeah. And one from Denver.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so it's a history. You know, as I said, you know, it's a passing of the torch. There's a lot of history here. You know, Old Threshers is close to 70 years old now, and the saloon itself started back in the late 50s.
Yeah.
You know, talk about funny things that happen. You know, and he's long gone now. But in fact, one of the singers, two of the girls that are singers now, Amy and Jenna Krager, their father was Matt Dillon. He played Matt Dillon, the sheriff. And so that was probably in the 53, 54.
Yeah.
He was the original Matt Dillon. And he used to just hang out and kick his boots up over the rail. But every now and then he'd get on his horse. And what did he do?
he ran right through the saloon.
He rode his horse right through the saloon.
We didn't have benches, and you said everybody stood up back then.
Yeah, everybody was standing. But talk about doing what you do, just having fun.
We used to have an old gentleman. He was probably in his 80s, and he played the bass with the voice
got a picture of that.
voice
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
And he'd play, and then he'd get so tired, we'd have to take him upstairs and lay him down between shows so he could rest up so he could do another show. And the old boy was good.
He was great.
He was good.
He set up his own, he had a wash tub.
Yep.
And how did he set the wash tub up? He had, it became a base.
It was just this thick and a wash tub.
And he
with strings on it.
The strings on it, and it sounded great.
Yeah.
And then the googly eyes.
Yeah.
Barney Googles. He wore the googly eyes.
Yeah.
He'd wear these glasses that had the eyes on them with little springs
Yeah.
and drop down. And we have lots of fun. We have lots of good, clean fun. We've always been known for bringing fellas up on stage, and I think we call them
volunteers?
No, victims if we can get away with it. So, but it's good, clean fun, you know. And we really, but it's a lot of history. You know, we really try to stay true to the period, you know, the time. The music that we play, the songs that we sing are very authentic to the Western motif, Midwestern motif.
Right. And we focus between the 1890s and 1920s as the era that we're trying to recreate and keep the history alive as to what it was like. So.
Yeah, your show was tremendous. We saw it the other day. We'll have to see another one before the weekend's over.
Careful, you might be our next volunteer. I mean, victim.
On the next American Prairie.
See Transportation of the Past on Part 2 of the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion from Mount Pleasant, Iowa, on the next American Prairie.
Funding for American Prairie has been provided by Bob Ridings Ford, Taylorville, Illinois. Sloan Implement, Virden, Illinois. Brandt Consolidated, Waverly, Illinois. And from our patrons at patreon.com, who are viewers like you. Thank you.